Welcome to the explainer that turns today's massive World Cup Group K opener into a completely high-octane, unpredictable cultural duel. Look, we're not just talking about a football match today. No way. We're unpacking an absolute collision of two completely different worlds. So let's dive right in.
If you had to live in one of these two countries for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? Seriously, think about it for a second. Today's duel is going to surprise you because we are looking at an extreme, wild contrast. On one side, you've got the polished, developed comfort of a safe European haven. And on the other, the raw, unfiltered resilience of an absolute African giant. So here's our fight card for today. First, the ultimate choice. Then, round 1, the pitch. Round 2, lifestyle. Round 3, the fervor. Round 4, sudden death. And finally, you make the call.
All right, setting up the ultimate choice. Polished comfort versus raw resilience. Let's just set the stage here real quick before the bell rings for round 1.
Just look at the sheer difference in scale and vibe here. Portugal is this compact, ancient nation of about 10 million people, right? It's got world-class 5G everywhere, consistently ranked as one of the top 5 safest countries on Earth. I mean, it's literally the definition of slow-living European charm. But then, zoom out and look at the Democratic Republic of Congo. It is nearly 4 times larger than Portugal. It's an absolute behemoth straddling the equator. It's home to the second most powerful river in the world, and these vast, untouched rainforests that people actually call the last place on Earth. It's youthful, it's wildly adventurous, and it runs on pure, unfiltered hustle.
Ding ding, round 1, the pitch. We're looking at the World Cup squads head-to-head. Let's get right down to the grass and focus on today's massive Group K match happening in Houston.
So the most crucial thing to understand here is how drastically different these two teams are built. It's like night and day. Portugal relies heavily on this built-in PSG core. You've got guys like Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, and Gonçalo Ramos who play together literally every single day at the club level. That brings instant possession cohesion. But DR Congo, they are bringing a totally fortified Premier League defensive block, with additions like Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Axel Tuanzebe, anchored by the veteran Chancel Mbemba. They are perfectly designed to just absorb all of Portugal's pressure.
And guys, the narratives here are just incredible. For Portugal, manager Roberto Martinez is on his supposed last dance, stepping down after this tournament. And, obviously at 41 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo is making history playing in his 6th World Cup. But on the flip side, head coach Sebastian de Sabre has ended a staggering 52-year wait for DR Congo. 52 years! The Leopards haven't been on this stage since 1974, back when they were known as Zaire. They are so hungry, and with lethal players like Yohan Wissa, they're looking to completely exploit any spaces left on the counter-attack by Portugal's attacking fullbacks.
It's a clash of titans, possession versus lethal transition. It is going to be an absolute stylistic collision out there on the pitch today.
All right, moving on to round 2, lifestyle. Bacalhau versus Benzo. Let's step off the pitch and into the streets, the kitchens, and the wild outdoors. Who's got the better food and the most breathtaking landscapes?
Okay, the food debate is absolutely wild. Portugal has this deep, almost spiritual obsession with bacalhau, which is salted cod. They claim to have 365 different ways to cook it. But the weirdest part? Cod doesn't even live in Portuguese waters. They've been sailing all the way up to Norway for centuries just to get it. Oh, and then they have the francesinha, which is basically a heart attack on a plate, a massive meat sandwich just drowning in cheese and hot beer tomato sauce. Now DR Congo counters with mbinzo. What's that? Crunchy, creamy caterpillars packed with protein, usually fried up with onions and chili. And they pair their food with this almost religious devotion to mayo. I'm serious, you'll see massive globs of mayo slapped right onto hot rice, beans, and grilled goat meat.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the hearty, organic reality of Congolese gastronomy. Look at this malanga braise, a river fish seasoned with fierce chili and spices, served up with grilled plantain and chikwange, which is this dense, fermented cassava roll. It's spicy, it's rich, and man, it is guaranteed to make your mouth water just looking at it.
Honestly, one of them totally crushes the other on this point, but it depends entirely on what kind of traveler you are. If you want manicured serenity, Portugal's Douro Valley, with those terraced vineyards carved into the mountains where you sip the finest port wine, it absolutely crushes it. But if you want a primal thrill, Congo dominates. Odzala-Kokowa National Park offers these dense, raw rainforests where you literally track western lowland gorillas on foot. It is life-changing.
Okay, round 3, the fervor. Streets on standstill. How do the fans of both these nations express their deep,
unfiltered cultural passions.
Let's look at how they celebrate, because it's fascinating. Portugal has fado, the beautiful national music of saudade, which roughly translates to a deep melancholic longing. So Portuguese people will literally eat a massive, joyous meal, drink amazing wine, and then just sit in silence to cry to the most depressing music possible. For fun. But wait, then in June for the São João festival, they run around the streets literally hitting each other on the head with plastic squeaky hammers. Make it make sense. Meanwhile, DR Congo has La Sap. Right in the middle of dusty, unpaved neighborhoods, you'll see these sappers treating the street like a high-fashion Paris runway, wearing $2,000 pink silk suits and crocodile shoes. It's this profound, incredible cultural statement of dignity and pure joy.
So the question is, which nation will bring its streets to a complete standstill during the match? Well, while Lisbon will probably be glued to their TVs in anxious silence, Kinshasa might literally stop traffic just to dance. See, Congolese rumba features this section called the seven. It's a fast, hypnotic guitar loop. And when a good seven drops, or when the national team scores a goal, toddlers, grandmothers, literally everyone, the entire street just stops whatever they're doing to execute these flawless, hip-shaking dance moves.
All right, round 4, sudden death. The weirdest quirks. Let's see how this all builds into the absolute weirdest, most surprising facts from both nations.
Number 8. Why 8? Well, because in Kinshasa, they have 8-foot-tall, solar-powered, humanoid robot traffic cops. Yeah, you heard me. While the rest of the world uses normal traffic lights, the DR Congo deployed these giant robots that rotate their chests, wave the robotic arms, and record traffic violations. And you know what the best part is? The locals actually trust the robots way more than human police officers. That is wild.
Time for a rapid-fire contrast. Over in Portugal, the ultimate life philosophy is desgranchoso, which is basically the art of the last-minute hack. No matter how chaotic things get, they're going to improvise a fix at the 11th hour. And trust me, you need this survival skill while navigating their calçada sidewalks. They are these beautiful, hand-chipped limestone mosaic paths that become as slippery as an ice rink the second it starts raining. Now in DR Congo, their equivalent philosophy is Article 15, which is an imaginary constitutional law that translates to fend for yourself. You see the survival instinct every single day, especially when you watch the Esprit de Mort, the spirit of death. That's what locals affectionately call their terrifyingly fast, battered public transit vans as they race down the boulevards. You gotta be brave to ride those.
I mean, the debate is unsolvable. Both of these countries are far too unique, too passionate, and just too deeply resilient to declare an objective winner.
Which brings us to the end. You make the call. Who wins? I've laid out the facts, the quirks, the history, and the tactics.
Now it is entirely your turn. Portugal or DR Congo? Who are you backing in today's massive World Cup clash? And honestly, if you were to pack your bags tomorrow, which country are you moving to? Tell us your final verdict in the comments below, and let's settle this cultural clash once and for all. Thanks so much for exploring with us, and hey, enjoy the match.